Hello. I am here. Anyway. I just thought I would document this for my viewing pleasure more than anything, because of how rapidly the game's going to be progressing from this point forward for me. I'm now at endgame, I've beaten the story, and the game's now officially out. Feel free to steal this build. I call this, I couldn't give a shit. Most builds, you need to sort of time it well, you need to use your cooldowns well. You could also call this slam face off keyboard, because that is essentially what you'll be doing with this build, and I love it. It's all about spirit generation and keeping that generation as high as possible. I haven't quite got there yet, the build's still near. I've only just found this. Where is it? The tornado. Tornadoes will seek targets. This isn't something that you can unlock from a dungeon. You have to randomly get a drop with it on. And you want to put it on a weapon, because it will double the effect. So, a two-handed weapon, as is the case here. The problem is that I now need to find a weapon that will outscale my current one, because at the moment I can't really get rid of this. Because I haven't found a better one. So I can't do the targeting. My damage, because the tornado cannot seek targets, the tornadoes effectively aren't doing much damage, which is really annoying, the way that they've built tornado to be like that. But you'll see. So I'm just going to run through the dungeon, and what I'm going to do is essentially just spam my keyboard. I'm not really going to give a shit, pay attention, or care about anything. And I'm just going to run over to things and spam until things die. And it's actually beautiful. I love the fact that I can do this because I don't need to give it much attention. Yeah. I'll explain a little bit about what's going on after I've beaten the boss. But yeah, I'm going to shut up and you can just enjoy me doing the dungeon, and then I'll explain the build more at the end. Heyo! So, you might be disagreeing, maybe, with the damage numbers, like, you don't seem to be doing a horrendous amount of damage. It's okay. I'm doing reasonable. But the great thing about it is that I'm keeping myself alive, and spamming buttons on the keyboard. There's a very particular reason why I am spamming, and I'll get to that at the end, but still. The last dude.
My name is Pomuk Schlichek.
I'm not even going to attempt to try to say your name. You've hopefully noticed by now, if you've been watching the hotbar, that my Earthen Bulwark seems to be coming off cooldown quite quickly. Very particular reason for that. I just love how mindless this is. Can I get there in time? I can't. Give me your trinkets, baubles and biscuits. Is that the butcher? Oh, okay. The butcher's here, everyone. Let me know in the comments if you've survived the butcher. Thank you. Now I can concentrate on Butcher Boy. So the tornadoes are clearly ignoring the boss. They're all like sitting on the back. This is one of the things I currently hate about Tornado, is that it's just not good as a skill. It needs the seek function of the legendary that you can get, the imprint. The moment you get that aspect, Tornado actually becomes a lot better as a skill. Because as you can see at the moment, my tornadoes are doing bugger all. And it's really frustrating how they designed Tornado to be this way. I'm on World Tier 3, by the way. So this guy's hitting a lot harder than he would for most players of this game. This guy is naturally tanky, so it might seem like I'm not doing much damage, but I am. It's just that he is a very naturally tanky guy. Oh, yeah. My trinkets. Did I pick them up? Where'd all my stuff go? Paragon. I'm trying not to look at that because I don't want to spoil it for anyone that's new to the game. Obviously, there's no like story-related content you're watching here, so this is just a dungeon that you'll more than likely do, because this is a Kyovashad dungeon, one that's right next to the main town. So this is probably going to be one of the first dungeons you come to. So you're not going to be spoiled. Don't worry about it. If my tornadoes were seeking right now, I would be dominating this fella. But like I said, I only got it again because I did have it on a weapon before, and it seeked 6 targets. But I had to get rid of the weapon because it was falling behind massively. And I've only just found another aspect. It's so frustrating. Like, I only found this last night. It's so annoying just to get Tornado to be good. Okay, so why was Earthen Bulwark coming off cooldown rapidly? Because of this. When the Nature's Fury key passive triggers a free skill, I'll get to that in a sec, your non-ultimate cooldowns of the opposite type are reduced by 7 seconds. So what it means is there's 2 types. There's Storm and Earth. I'm mainly using Storm. So Tornado's a Storm, Hurricane's a Storm, and Storm Strike is a Storm. So I've got 3 abilities. And whenever they trigger a free copy, which I'll get to in a sec, each one of these can reduce the Earthen Bulwark by 7 seconds. Now, I think this goes up to about 15 seconds, I think. I'm not too sure. But you can basically keep Earthen Bulwark off cooldown. So you can activate it and then keep activating it and activating it and activating it. And what this basically means is that you get unstoppable, which may any control impairing effects such as loss of character, being frozen, being knocked down, anything like that, you are immune to. So Earthen Bulwark, because you're spamming it as well, getting the extra damage means that it's also doing damage. However, what it's also doing, because you are spamming Earthen Bulwark constantly, if we go to the tree and we actually look at Earthen Bulwark, it is an earth ability. And every time you use it, it is triggering, or potentially triggering, Cyclone Armor. Because Cyclone Armor is a storm ability. So we are getting basically all the abilities in this game for free. And I'm using Nature's Fury. So casting an Earth skill has 20% chance to trigger a free Storm, and vice versa. So you trigger one to the other. It's only 20%, but it's a flat 20%. It's not a lucky hit trigger. Lucky hit, I think, is 3% on all skills by default. You can increase that with having lucky hit as attachments on your equipment or anything, you know, like if it says passively on the tree, you know, increases the lucky hit chance by whatever. But I think it's 3% for every skill by default. So this isn't that. So you don't have to worry about that. This is just a flat 20%, meaning it should be a 1 in 5. Realistically, it's more likely a 1 in 7 to 1 in 9 attacks will trigger it. But because we are using, on this particular build, an ability from every category, so the categories are basic, core, defensive, companion, wrath, and then ultimate. The only one that we're not using is the ultimate, because the ultimates are shit for Druid. Like, they really are. Even this Lacerate is very lackluster. Because I'm spamming Hurricane, I'm occasionally getting a free boulder. Because I'm spamming Earthen Bulwark, I'm occasionally getting a free Cyclone Armor. Because I'm spamming Tornado, I'm basically getting a landslide for free. The great thing about it is that I can actually see the trigger effects because of this. So whenever I use Storm Strike, Earth Spikes come out the ground, but there's something that you can get. Earth Spike launches spikes in a line for, you know, it's quite a lengthy amount that it actually goes for. And the 1.8 second cooldown doesn't actually affect us. The trigger, because we're not casting it, means that we aren't putting it on cooldown. I don't know if this is working as intended, but because we aren't casting it, it doesn't trigger the cooldown. I've seen spikes coming out in rapid succession because of, like, the trigger into the trigger. I'm pretty sure that that's more than likely going to be nerfed, or there's just something wrong with the code. Or if it's working as intended, no fucking idea. But still, it's fantastic. So critical strike with storm skills that you cast charge the air around you, doing some lightning damage. You can extend that with more crits. With this one, Blood Howl increases my crit chance by 15%. 10.5%. Learn or read. Every time I hit an elite, I get a barrier. That's just a defensive thing. You don't really need that for this at all, because the Earthen Bulwark is basically giving us a free barrier. 45% of your base life. So I'm getting 500 life from spamming. And don't forget, I'm literally spamming it. Basic skills gain 30% increased attack speed. That's super important if you want to spam abilities, because this is generating storm for every hit. So you want to be hitting as many targets as possible to be able to generate, you know, the spirit generation. So it's all about generating spirits. It's all about spamming tornadoes. And until I find a better weapon, it's all about the tornadoes seeking targets. Now this, again, can only be found as a drop. You have to just fucking farm legendaries for you to be able to do this. I could give you a quick hint as to a good solid location. I don't really want to just tell you where to go, because obviously the game's just come out and I've been playing it for like the past few days. But a fantastic location, Helltide. That's all I'm saying. You look into it. You look up whatever it is that you need to look up. Helltide. It's a fantastic location to be able to get free legendaries. And if you're trying to farm them for specific things like this, then always do Helltide. It's fantastic. But apart from that, Boulder is now a core skill and costs 60 spirit. I might play with that. But either way, that's the build currently. I just wanted to document it for future comparison from when I get my character up and running to what it currently is. At the moment, I think I'm doing quite a reasonable amount of damage. I think that the overall character doesn't feel like it's as bad as everyone keeps saying. Like it's, you know, it's low damage, high tank ability. It's got the tank ability, sure. I mean, I can make myself unstoppable for free. But at the same time, the damage, I think it's fine. I don't think there's anything technically wrong. If you build a specific way, I personally am going to be trying all the builds across all druids. In terms of the werewolf as a separate build, the actual werebear as a separate build, companions as a separate build. I'm going to be doing them all. Over on my Twitch channel, I will be trying to push myself to be live every day. The actual schedule for me doing that is a bit... But if you're interested in watching the development of druid builds, come on over and we can discuss this a little bit further. But at the moment, I'm enjoying druid. I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm actually really liking the fact that I have a very nice amount of survivability and also a very nice amount of sustained damage. Well, that's that. So the entire build is based around the Nature's Fury. I haven't found another Nature's Fury, and I'm stuck again because I need to replace it off the boots. I need to replace the boots. The boots aren't that great. I mean, I'd like to replace the boots with something better, something with higher item power. The higher the item power, the more likely it is that you'll get more above that line. I just can't replace the boots because I need Nature's Fury aspect. But yeah, I'm just now going to farm and just try to monitor the build, make changes, and I'll make a follow-on video at some point. From this point forward, you are probably going to see the progression of this build from video to video. I will make one video every day for the channel. It will more than likely feature a couple of dungeons and maybe attempt to do like a world boss maybe. I don't know. At the moment, I'm just sort of swinging and a miss. I don't really know what I'm going to be planning for the channel. But build progression is probably the one thing that I should be doing. So if you're interested in Nature's Fury, again, it's in the title. If you're interested in that particular build, watch these videos when they come out. Again, it'll be once a day. And you will see this progression, and you can monitor your own build to adjust to it. And let me know in the comments if you find anything that complements your build that I'm not quite doing, or ask me about how to actually build the Nature's Fury early on if you're struggling, and I'll let you know. But let's get that shared community. Druids are fantastic. They've been shat on by everybody, telling everyone that it's like one of the worst in the game. It really isn't. I love Druid. I think Druid is fantastic. Yeah, this channel is going to be Druid only. Stay tuned. See you in tomorrow's video. Whatever that video is going to entail. Bye.